Hi, it's Lori Ballen with 365 Days of Command video channel and understandcommand.com on the blog. And today we're going to do a core video on landing pages. Now, core videos, when I call them core videos, these are your longer, more in-depth videos that cover one of the modules inside of KW Command specifically. Okay, so for example, I might make you a video that just is how to run a Facebook ad for KW Mortgage. That's going to be a regular video. Cores are part of lessons, and the cores are going to be things that are on this left-hand side here primarily, or in the menu. So it's going to be things like contacts, smart plans, referrals, opportunities, campaigns, reports, designs, listings, insights, consumer listing consult, and things like settings, lead routing, lead pool, those types of things. So core is going to be a much more in-depth look at a particular module so that you can get a complete understanding. Now today, let me go to my home page, home screen, so I can just show you where we're going. Today we're going to cover landing pages. Okay, so I've showed specifically how to make a listing landing page in the past, how to make an open house landing page. Today, I actually want to show you landing pages in general, so then you can kind of think of how you might want to use it in your business. So on the left-hand side here, there's not a button that says landing pages. So it can be a little bit confusing. We're actually going to go down here and we're going to click on consumer. In the past, our videos, that item was named agent sites, I think, or landing pages originally, and then I think it became sites, and now it's consumer. So we're going to click on consumer. So the icons aren't changing, but the names of some of these things are changing. And keep in mind that this software is just being built. We're all beta testers that have agreed to use it. So, you know, we've got to allow for those types of changes to happen as this is being built out. So consumer is basically all of our consumer-facing technology, such as landing pages, our agent websites, and our app. Those right now are all in the consumer component, okay? Now, people often ask me, what is the difference between a landing page and an agent site page? So the first thing that I want to show you is this is your agent site. Your agent site is designed for the consumer to go from page to page. So they're going to be searching for homes, and they're going to be looking at real estate listings, right? And they are, oh, let's see, current location. I like that. So they're going to be browsing, search for homes. Let's be honest that the primary focus of the KW websites right now is for buyers, and it is designed to generate buyer leads. And we hope that they will surf neighborhood info and property details and request more information. Now, technically, on your website, each page is a landing page. That's why people get confused, because they hear trainers everywhere talk about landing pages and website pages. A landing page is technically any page where somebody can land on just that page for any reason. They're sent there through a Facebook ad. They find it through a Google search, social media link. But in this particular case with KW Command, they're giving us two different domains, the ability to build landing pages that don't have all of the other distractions, which is why landing pages were originally created. They used to be called squeeze pages. They have a single focus, where a website is designed for people to surf, to go from one page to the next page, okay? So keep that in mind. Concept is landing pages has a single purpose. Website, we want them viewing multiple pages. So a landing page, I'm going to give you links. There's KW Answers, or answers.kw.com, by the way, is a great resource as well if you want to go in there and surf. This is created by KW, and there's screen captures and step-by-step guides as well, and it's fantastic. So I try to keep that open when I'm covering a core lesson. So, and core, I don't know if I said this earlier, core is my word. It's not a KW command word. I'm calling these core lessons. So here's an example. See that this is a landing page. Let's go to a listing landing page. So let me open this in a new window so you can see the difference. Okay. So this is a landing page. It has a single purpose. It's meant to not have a lot of other menu items or distract someone. So the concept is you're promoting a single listing and you want that person to become a lead after looking at this listing. Okay, it has a single purpose. Now you'll notice this particular page does not even have any lead capture on it because I created it as a place for someone to land after they became a lead through a Facebook ad. So there, I didn't need a secondary lead form or anything like that because they already became a lead. And this is kind of what I want to show you today with the various ways to use landing pages. Now, there's branding, but there's nowhere else for them to go. So that would be a standalone landing page. On my website, I have something like, let's go down to my instant home value estimate. Okay. Now, this page, the goal is to get somebody to fill out a form to find out how much their home is worth. You'll notice that it has a functioning menu up top. They can go to other pages. They can search. So those are what I would refer to as distractions. If I just wanted somebody to go to a standalone landing page and not have all those menu items, then I would build a landing page that is a standalone, not part of my website. But if I want somebody to find this on my website, and I'm going to put it in the menu, then I'm going to allow for those distractions, and it's going to be part of my website. So those are your ultimate choices, okay? And you could do both. Let's just say you want to run an ad. You want people to find out how much your home is worth. You might have a standalone landing page that is not part of your website. But you might also have it as part of your website because you want people to be able to find that in your menu and get home requests. Okay, so in another core video, we're going to build out websites. But today, we're just going to focus on the standalone, limited distraction, single purpose landing pages. That's what today is going to be for. So in either case, whether you're building a landing page standalone or a landing page on your website, you would go up here to create a new site. Now I'm going to open this in a new tab in a second because I want to show you something in just a moment. Okay, so go ahead and click create a new site. So that's for a standalone landing page or a landing page on your website. We're clicking create a new site. These button names are probably going to change over time. Just be familiar with the icons and the location of these buttons. So we're going to click create a new site. Now you have two choices. I want to build it on my agent site or I want to build it as a standalone page. Keep in mind what I said. On my agent site, we'll have that menu and the other distractions, although you still have to add it to the menu. You'll have the menu options on top that show up here. Okay. Now, as a standalone page, you'll have the limited distractions. They are on separate domain names. This is what I want to show you here. So my website is this one. So ballenvegas.kw.com. So you have a domain name that is your name or whatever you registered .kw.com. That's your website domain name. Your landing pages will say pages.kw.com and then have your name in it. They're meant to be temporary or used for a single purpose. So you're not building SEO on this probably as part of your main domain if that's a strategy of yours. That's a whole nother conversation anyway about SEO. But I just want you to understand the differences, okay? This is designed to run an ad and send them to a single page without the distractions, and it will be on a different domain. So pages.kw.com is not your domain. It's their domain. But when you add this slug right here, that's what makes it go to you. Okay, that's what puts it in your, so it's still your subdomain, okay? So keep that in mind. Technically, they both are .kw.coms anyway, so it's the strategy is limited distraction. So either way you want to put it. So we're going to go ahead now and we're going to go back to build it as a standalone page. Click create page. Now up here, we're going to edit the page and give it a title. And this is for your eyes only to find inside your library. This is not the title that somebody else is going to see. You're also going to have the ability to edit the slug. The slug is what comes after the slash. You'll be able to edit that after we publish the page. So just title this whatever you want. I'm just going to title mine. Whoops. I clicked the wrong button. There we go. I'm going to title mine core landing page, core lesson landing pages. Okay. Now let's get familiar with the buttons. Save a landing page. Self-explanatory. It saves landing page. The bad news is every time you click save landing page, it doesn't save like a WordPress editor does that keeps you inside the editor. It takes you out. So keep in mind, if you're going to click save landing page, it's going to take you back to the landing page menu and you're going to have to reopen the page. That being said, I still do that. After I drop in a few things that I've customized, I save it and come back in. Because it is still software that's being built out, when they're doing major updates, things tend to crash, and I want to make sure I've saved my work. So after I do a few things, I'll go ahead and save it. Publish page is after we're all done. Publish is going to give this page a unique URL that you're going to be able to use now to promote that landing page. It's going to make it live. So saving it just saves it in your files. It's not live anywhere. Nobody can see it. Publish makes it live. Next, we have these cool little visual editors. We can see what this page looks like on a desktop, what the page looks like on a tablet, and what the page looks like on mobile. I highly recommend that you do this when you design. My preference is to design for mobile first. And this is going to be so outside of your natural comfort zone when you are designing anything. I tell you, it's so hard for me as a content creator to design for mobile first. I think it's a huge plus that KW Command gave us the ability to actually see what this looks like as we're designing, because we don't have to go look at a smartphone to look at it or find a tablet or shrink the screens down. It gave us this editor. Most of your consumers are going to be on mobile. So you might design this killer page on desktop and then it's not mobile responsive, or it doesn't look good on mobile, and then you're bummed. So I say design for mobile first, and I'd rather it be ugly than on the desktop. If 51% of my people are mobile or more, it's better than it looks right on a mobile device. So something to keep in mind as this is all being developed. Next, we have your undo button. So this is the back button to undo what you just did. This button will redo what you just did. And this box is a preview. So when you're designing, you can also click that for preview. Next, we have a couple options here on how we want to view our widgets. We're going to get into what widgets are in a minute. They're how we build our page. So right now you can see these little boxes or tiles. That's my view. If I wanted to change that to more of a list form, I could do that. That doesn't work very well, so I don't suggest going to that right now. We're going to leave that in widget form. This is going to allow you to work within, I believe it looks like you'll be able to work within layers and things like that. But right now, let's just leave that in your tile view. And then here with the paintbrush, these are going to be more developer items. I'm not messing with that right now until we see more of what that is going to do. And then we have component settings. So right now, as a content creator, as somebody who's building a landing page, I'm going to use these items up here, and I'm going to use that item there, and I'm not going to worry about those until we have more functionality. And I know that, like my brothers over at Ballen Brands that are helping build out agent sites are using some of those components, and they are developers, so it makes sense. For me, I'm staying right here. Okay, so what we have is we have widgets, we have content blocks, we have layout blocks. This is all still being built out, and so far in my experience, they all don't function great. So I'm mostly using the ones that I'm really familiar with that are functioning at a higher level. You'll also notice that you're going to have different widgets on your landing pages than you will on your agent site pages. So you'll be able to play with these and decide which is going to be best for you. We have two widgets here, one called agent branding and one called branded header. I'm going to show you how we drag these over and what they look like, and then you can choose which ones you want to use. I would imagine over time, we're going to have templates that we're going to be able to work off of rather than just using widgets. Based on what I'm seeing with them featuring designs made by other people and what I've heard about campaign or smart plans that we can share or sell in the marketplace, I believe landing pages will come a long way, and we'll have the ability to do that as well. But right now you're looking at what I call the white screen of death, which is super scary for anybody that doesn't understand widgets or understand how to design. You're looking for a preset template somewhere. And as of today, we don't have those yet. And so let me show you how we use these widgets. First one here is agent branding. You simply click on a widget, drag it over. You'll see that green line appear. Your widget is going to drop in underneath that green line. So just let go of it. Okay. Now, I don't like this widget at all, and I don't use it, but I want to show you what it is just so that you can see what each of the widgets does. Now, what you can do is when you click on a widget that you've dropped in, on the bottom here, there is a move up arrow so you can position things around the page. There's a drag and drop editor. There is a copy to copy the widget. And then there is a trash can. So if you don't like what you put in there, just delete it. Now, a little heads up, as they're building these out, I find some technical issues sometimes. And the best practice for me is to exit out of the page, save it, exit out, come back in, and then I can usually get past whatever the hangup was. Another suggestion often made by KW Command as they're building this, or KW, is to build in incognito window. So if you have Google Chrome, you can just go to File and then go to New Incognito window, and then it opens your command in a tab that is doesn't have all your saved history and things in it. So it's a fresher, clean way to design, if you will. So if you're having problems, you might also want to consider opening in an incognito window. You'll need to log in to KW Command in that window, and then you'll be able to navigate the system. So those are just a couple troubleshooting for you, solutions. Okay, branded header. So if I click on branded header and drag it in, that one's beautiful. You'll notice it resembles your agent site, which is also a positive in my opinion, but it's not functioning. It's not clicking. It doesn't have any distraction. It's just basically got your branding on it, okay? So that's branded header. Now this is all set up with your marketing profile. So if you have not yet set up your marketing profile, you're going to want to go back into Command, go to the home screen. Up here in your menu, you see your picture. You're going to go here and you're going to go to settings, command settings. Hold on. Connect settings, marketing profile. Let me see if that's the right spot. Yeah, okay. So this is the right spot. So if we go here, I just noticed in the menu there was one that seemed to operate a little bit differently than the other. Let me look if this takes us to the same place. Profile. See, they're different. That's what I thought. So this is where you can actually see your profile. And if we click edit, It's different. I think this looks more like our white pages. So instead, we're going to go to settings, and we're going to go to connect settings and marketing profile. Here you can access the Kelly guide, and it will take you all the way through everything you need to set up. But you can also just do it right here. Upload your photo, upload your team logo, fill in all of your blanks, and you're set. So make sure that you have this done to the way you like it, and you can always edit it later. You also can edit inside the configure widgets, and I will show you that when we get there, okay? Now, these are in no particular order. You can bounce around with these, you can move them around, you can do whatever it is that you want to do. My suggestion is the next block, I call these blocks, the next block should be whatever your main thing is. What is your offer? Is this a video page? Is this a lead magnet that you're offering? Is it a page you want to use just for downloading your app? Is it a page to market a listing? Is it an open house sign-in sheet? Whatever that's going to be, I'm going to put that up here. Now, if you go down to content blocks, you also have the ability to add images, links, quotes, text, buttons, dividers, text sections, and so forth. Now, as of today, these are not working to the capacity I would like them to be working in, so I don't use them very often. But if you were to drag in an image, you can do that. You can drop files here, or you can browse for an image. Okay, I had to pause the video and restart to grab an image. You can drag in an image and place it here. But here's what you have to understand. Now, this image is, what size is this? This is a 640 by 320. This is a 640 by 320 image. Okay, now, on a desktop, it looks like this. And on a tablet, it looks like this, and on a smartphone, it looks like this. So if we were designing for mobile first, at least this is the preview KW Command is giving us in the landing pages. If we were designing for mobile first, then it's perfect. It looks beautiful. It's going to work. There's your image. But you do have to know that then your alignment is going to be a little off because, oh, wait a minute. Do we have the ability to center? No. Okay, so I don't yet see the ability to center this. So what I usually do when I'm designing is I create for mobile first, and then I would usually go in and I would click to center this in the real world when I'm creating on WordPress or whatever. I would center that by clicking a button that allowed me to center it, and then it would, even though it's smaller on desktop, it would at least be in the middle of the page. But if you were to drag this up and make this bigger to fit the middle of the page, then we need to go look at what it does on tablet and smartphone, okay? So this is all new. All of this is so new with KW Command that I'm not sure how this will roll out in real life when you're creating. So I would say the best thing is to create it and then publish it and go look at it on a mobile device to make sure that how it shows up. Typically, we can add a large image to a desktop, and then the mobile responsive tools would automatically configure that image to make it mobile responsive. So I'm not sure today how all this is working. But again, if I'm designing first for mobile, this is beautiful. So I would just like to have that little center it would definitely be of help. Okay, next we're going to show you some other items that you might want to use there instead. So you can do your text, you can do your image, all right? You can also put in, let's go to widgets, you can also put in a video. So if I wanted to use video, I would just click there, drag it in, and again, there's that green line, drop it. So the video, we're going to configure the widgets after we put in our placeholders, and that will allow us to put in the URL that we want that video to go to, okay? So do not worry when you're adding in your widgets that they say something else or show somebody else, because we still have to configure them. These are really just kind of the placeholders for what we want to be underneath that, okay? Now, let's say you want the video here, but you're also marketing a listing. Then you can drag in this listing widget, drag, drop right below wherever that green line is that you want your listing to show up. Now here again, you're able to look at what this looks like on a mobile device, what it looks like on a tablet and on a desktop. And of course, everything looks better on a desktop. But what's funny is I'm even finding myself now, I prefer the simpleness and the cleanness of mobile, being on a mobile device now. So sometimes I even think the websites are too distracting and have too much stuff on them. And I like how an app or a mobile responsive page would look. Okay, but you can see what it looks like here. Just keep in mind that your person's going to have to scroll. This is what happens on a mobile device. So if you want anything important, it needs to be at the top of your page here. So sort things in order of priority, because the odds are they're going to bounce away before they ever scroll down to the bottom. We know that when we look at heat maps and scroll maps, that they either quickly scroll to the bottom, they shoot down to the bottom really fast to find whatever call to action they're looking for, download, get this, pricing, whatever. But they rarely will go scroll, and look at everything on the page. Okay, something to keep in mind. All right, now you can also use a lead form. So if you want that lead form in there, drag it, find the green line, drop it, and then it's at the bottom. So there's your lead forms. You'll want to test these before you go running ads, because the lead forms they've been glitchy too. So make sure it's all functioning and working before you run an ad to it. I like to use lead ads where Facebook captures the lead and then I send them to my landing page. But there's going to be a time and a need for us to have this on here. If you're doing a mobile, an open house sign-in sheet, for example, you wouldn't have all this stuff up top. You would simply have a text up here that says, please sign in and get price reductions or something. And then you would just have your lead form here. And you don't even need all this extra stuff on something like that. So today I'm just showing you what all the widgets do. Then you get to decide what you want to use, okay? So there's your lead form. If you wanted to, if you're creating a neighborhood landing page or something like that, you can add in the market snap. Remember, the info is not correct until we configure the widgets. So there's information on the property. These market snaps are nice if you're creating a listing landing page or an open house sign-in sheet. Maybe you're gonna, I don't know, if you really want them browsing the website while they're signing in. But these are interesting statistics for people to look at on a landing page for sure. And then you have your local expert. I really like this widget, so let me drag that in and show you what that is. It's more branding. This looks great. The bio gets way too long on a mobile device. I would love to see changes come where we can do some more editing with those and break up all that chunky text and things like that. But it's there, so I'll show you what it is. Download my app. Okay. And then I would probably just get rid of that whole bio, because we now have this and we have the download my app. I don't probably feel that that's all necessary, but I do like that local expert. And this is what it looks like on a desktop. You know, obviously it's not near as chunky and heavy as it is on a mobile device. Okay. So then we have that. You have a legal footer. You can drag that in. Drag, drop. There it is. There's your legal footer. So this is going to be the same thing that's basically on your website. And you can edit that, I believe, in your marketing profile. And then the testimonial capture form is if you want to build a landing page where you send people to leave their testimonials, you can do that. So this is a block to gather testimonials. So this would be a great landing page on its own. You could have a video on top that says, hey, it's Lori Ballen in Las Vegas with Lori Ballen team. Your referrals are our #1 source of traffic. And it means the world to us if you would just take a few minutes to leave us your review. And when you put in your 5 stars, let us know why. What did we do to deserve that? Obviously, I'm embedding the command to leave 5 stars. Okay, so that's what that is. That's not to drop in a testimonial. It's to collect a testimonial. So I showed you what all of these widgets are up here. And then your content blocks, you can add quotes. So you could add a testimonial here if I wanted to. So if I want to drag in a quote, drop it. Then I believe we'll edit that when we get to configure widgets. Oh, nope, we edit this one here. Lori Ballen is the best Las Vegas real estate agent ever. Okay, and now here you can change the font, make it bold, italics, underline, strike through, or we can put a link in there that goes somewhere. You can also change the size of the font, see there, and the style. So that's what kind of like that little quote is for there. Okay, buttons, I don't think I've gotten to work yet. Let me drag in a button. I'm going to leave that in there for a second, and then we'll see if it comes up in the configure widgets. I don't see any styling options here. And then you have a divider, puts a space in between two of these widgets, content blocks. Dividers are your best friend. If you have color on top of color, like right now we're not really needing it because you can see there's some nice flow there from the spaces from white to gray to black to button. But if you had things stacking on top of each other, those dividers create a nice little space in between those designs, and that's fabulous. You've got a text section. This would be like, why use Lori Ballen? So if your landing page is going to be more like a sales letter, it's a pitch for your services, this would be a great little section for this. Or why use Keller Mortgage or anything like that. That's what a text section is. It contains a heading and a paragraph. A heading and a paragraph. Text is just going to be a plain, you can change the font, but text is just a single strip of text there. Now this is an example where I would use a divider, because those two sections are going to run into each other. So I would put this nice little divider right between there. Creates this nice little soft line. Okay. And then a link block I have not played with. So I'm just going to skip that one for right now. And then you have layout blocks. These are going to be grid items, list items. Drag that in. I do like these list items. These look great on a newsletter. Or maybe I want to create 5 or 3. Okay, so it's a let's just say it's a home seller, and underneath here I'm going to say why sell your home with Keller Williams or with Lori Ballen. I'm going to put a little picture here of my home seller guarantee, and I'm going to type in home seller guarantee, and then here I'm going to type something in like Keller offers and explain Keller offers. Now that I'm thinking about it, I really need to build each one of these landing pages so I can show you. Okay, so that's what that is for. And that's a really nice, these break up all of that chunky, ugly, stacked text when you do things like this. People love visuals, and it's not a big deal to add these little sections and add an image there, although I don't know how to add that image. That I would have to play with. I don't see it giving me the ability to add the image there. Okay, and then we have columns. Those 1-3 sections are columns. So basically anything that isn't feeling natural to you, like it isn't working the way you want it to work, just don't use those right now. That's my policy. And I've been designing for years. So if I can't figure it out at first drop, I'm probably not going to mess with it at right now until it becomes a little bit more obvious. But look at this. This is killer. This is killer in just a few minutes. Look how you can create this amazing landing page with whatever it is that you want in it. And then if you want to drag things around, there's your arrow. And these are a little challenging. These drag and drops aren't super great. So you'll have to play with those and get things to be where you want them to be. There we go. That one worked. I have a really hard time with the arrows. So drag that around until you get it where you want it to be. Okay, so that's your widgets. Now, before you will publish, you want to configure your widgets. Okay, so here we've got this video. We've got these listings. We need to configure those to be the correct video and the correct listing. So simply click at the bottom, configure widgets. And now you're going to be able to see where you can start editing. So headline right here. This is a virtual tour of the property, let's just say. Virtual tour of 123 Main Street. Enjoy this tour of 123 Main Street. Now you'll notice that it's not changing as we type as a normal editor would. It won't change until we save and apply. So the next thing we need to do is you can either upload a video from scratch or you can use a video URL. So simply go to your YouTube channel. We're going to pretend this is my YouTube channel. And go down to your video and click share and then copy that URL. Go back over and paste that video URL right there. And then click save and apply. Once you click save and apply, everything updates. There you go. It's now working. Okay. So then once that's done, you can just use this little arrow here to go to the next widget you need to configure. Okay. Now it says no listing selected. So we need to browse listings, find your listing, and then click select. Choose whichever picture you want to be the main picture, or you can upload a custom image here. So once you have that done, click save and apply, and now your listing will be updated. And this is exactly how you would build a listing landing page. Like if you're going to do a Facebook ad and then you want them to go to the landing page after they register, you're going to send them here. And again, I love that they've given us the ability to design this in mobile in real time so that we can actually see what it's going to look like on a mobile device. Next, click the arrow and you're going to configure your listing piece. So this is just going to be details on 2021 Old River Road, or maybe I just want to put property details. There's the zip code. And then if there's a neighborhood that goes with it, you can select the neighborhood, save and apply. And then go look at your widget, make sure it's configured correctly and looks like you want it to. Go to the next arrow. And then this is where earlier I mentioned your marketing profile should be updated, but you also have the ability to change it within a landing page. That's done right here. So I could change my headshot right now. I can change my name, my team name, my role, my agent license number, my bios. Remember how I said I don't like all that bio in there? It's too long for mobile. I can delete a bunch of it if I don't want all that in there. So we have a lot of customization here. Link to download the app. Now, I don't need to put that in because they've already given it to, right here, I already dropped it in, download my app. But if you needed it, you can drop it in there. I save all of my links in my Apple Notes, and then I can just pop up Apple Notes, and I can say, go to app, grab my link, and then I can paste it in there. For some reason, I keep getting that need to re-enter it, even though I put it in my profile. Okay, and then save and apply. Go to the next one. Okay, call to action now for your neighborhood expert. Oh no, I'm sorry, for the lead form. For the lead form, interested, let's talk, right? Yeah, interested, let's talk. Okay, so you could change that to get a free home buyer's guide. You can do whatever you want with this offer and then save and apply. Just, you're going to have to remember though what offer you made on that landing page, because when they fill out the form, it's not going to tag them or notify in any way as of today what they were registering for. So just be cautious about your lead magnet offers so you know where you put them. And then I'm going to click the next arrow. We'll go to the next one. Oh, aha, yay. So remember earlier where I said we can configure these. This is where we configure these, right? Oh no, sorry, that's the testimonial capture, it says up here, testimonial capture. Where is the testimonial capture? Where did we put it? We put that right here. Okay, so now we're configuring this one, this testimonial widget. So you would put your team name, Lori Ballen team, whatever, Las Vegas, yada, yada. I'm not going to fill it all out right now, okay? If there is a red asterisk next to here, it's required. If there's not, it's optional. And I've also found that HTML works in these little blocks as long as they're not over the number of characters that it allows for here. So if I wanted to drop in a short JavaScript where I put in my home valuation widget, that would work here until they change it or give us HTML blocks. That's just a little advanced note there. Now we'll go to the next one. And okay, now we have our legal footer. So we're updating. It's not scrolling down to the correct widgets on the screen right now because we're in mobile view. So probably should edit that in desktop view so that we can actually get to the right spot. So now you're updating your legal footer. So whatever you want here, you're able to do. Now, what I didn't see, and I had a feeling, was that little 3-column text block I dropped in. It was this here. I did not see how to add an image. So for me, as of this very moment, if I can't figure out how to use it, I'll take it off the page. Okay, so once I have it all done the way I want it to, I can click Publish Page. Now, there's an error somewhere though, because the Publish Page button is not lit up and it won't let me press it, which means I have missed a required field somewhere. Here's an exact example. Header text, there's the asterisk. We're supposed to put in something here, Lori Ballen team. Go down and click Save and Apply. Oh, that did it. That was the only thing I was missing. So if I'm now in love with this page, it has everything I want on it. I don't need to edit anymore. I can click Publish. But if I still need to edit, like I want to go ahead and take this off, then we need to click this little arrow to go back out of Configure Widgets. We're done. Click Done. Now we need to go back to these widgets, right? Because we have things in here that we don't want anymore. So this is a prime example, though, of where we need to save this landing page. We've done a lot of work. And if we can't get to the deletes or whatever it is we want to get to right at the moment, we're going to go ahead and just click Save Landing Page. Are you sure you want to save it as a draft? Click Yes and save it. It'll take you back to the landing page menu, which is fine. All you have to do now is open it back up. See these little 3 dots? Click the 3 dots and click Edit. We'll go ahead and let that reopen for us there. And if it doesn't reopen, it's probably still processing. I move very fast, so that happens to me a lot. Now we're back and we can see our widget options. We go back down and we say, I like everything except for this, because I cannot figure out for the life of me how to add an image there. And if it's there and I'm missing it, let me know. Otherwise, if I can't find it, I'm going to just hit these little trash cans and I'm going to get rid of those for the time being because they're not necessary. Okay, then I look over my page and I go, yeah, okay, this is gorgeous. I want to publish it. So then what you do is you're going to click Publish It, and it's going to be immediately live. But there's one more step I'm going to show you. So click Publish. Would you like to publish this as a landing page? It will be visible to others. Click Yes. Now, that doesn't mean it magically appears anywhere. It just gives you the URL that it's live, accessible somewhere. But it's not boom on your website because we didn't put it there. It's not showing up anywhere, so don't panic with that. So here it is. Now you can see we have the top level domain name is pages.kw.com. Okay, kw.com is the top level domain name. And then after the slug, we have Lori-Ballen and we have all of this. This is actually editable up to a certain point. Click on the 3 dots, click Change URL. You can change whatever it'll let you backspace to. So this is, you can't change any of that, but I could now change this to 123 Main Street. Or open house landing page. I suggest putting these little dashes in between your words. Keeps it cleaner, keeps it easier to read, keeps it easier for Google to interpret words in the URL. Just has many, many reasons, okay? So, and in my case, this is my core lesson sample or landing page sample. So your custom URL always starts with pages.kw.com/Lori Ballen/2584441. Each landing page is editable after that. You can use letters, numbers, and dashes. My suggestion is that you use real words that people see. It can help with click-through rates. SEO on these websites right now is completely an unknown. So we'll see how that works. But if I'm building on my own asset, my own website, I'm using keywords in my slug as well. Okay, just a little SEO thing there. Then we're just going to click create. Now, in order for anybody to see this landing page, you now have to do something with it. I can go share this on Twitter, on Facebook, on whatever. I can run a campaign now to send people to it through campaigns, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I can run a Google ad. I can put this as a tiny URL and put it on a postcard to make an offer. Whatever it is. So I now have access to that. And to find it later, all you have to do, again, I'm on the home screen, scroll down to consumer, and then go to landing pages. All of your landing pages are going to be right here, and you can access it, you can edit it, you can publish it. And when you now go run a Facebook ad, there's where it says what you are, I don't know what it exactly says, but what URL do you want to send people to? You can now click a little button that says select landing page, and you can pull from your landing page library and drop this in without even knowing what that URL is. So that's an awesome thing. So thank you for joining me today. That was your core lesson on landing pages. And I hope that you get out there and find a million uses on how to build your landing pages.